Hi, welcome to episode 15 of season 3 of the vlog about getting stronger, achieving double bodyweight strength in the squat in your 40s. 15 episodes, 3 seasons, and I'm still not there, so you can tell it's not easy, but progress is being made. Making my way through it, racking up the training hours, getting better. That is the kind of moral of the story. Slowly catching monkey kind of episode today. So here's some data to have a look at. So this is kind of me tracking 120 kilograms for 10 repetitions. That was a few weeks ago now, a few months ago now. In fact, did a load velocity test, and they worked out, hypothetically speaking, my 10 rep max should be 120 kilograms. And for many months it has not been. My 10 rep max has been somewhere far from that. But if I can just make this slightly bigger, as you can see on the right hand side, these orange columns are reps completed before I hit a 20% velocity cutoff threshold. So that's my reps got too slow to count. So kind of for many weeks dotted around kind of 3, 4, 5 repetitions, that kind of area. And then the last 2 weeks, last week really, it has flown up quite considerably. So last week I managed to do all 10 repetitions at under the threshold, so I kind of stayed within 20% of my best rep. This week I only did 9 repetitions, but actually if you look at these two line graphs at the bottom, the yellow line represents the velocity for the first 5 repetitions. As you can see there, that is kind of flown up, and the bottom line is for the overall set, and that isn't particularly as useful as the first 5, because you've got here 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 repetitions, so it's not necessarily velocity from the same thing. So velocity from 9 repetitions isn't necessarily the same as velocity from 4 or 5 repetitions. So the one thing that is standardized is the first 5 repetitions. So that is going up. And as we'll talk about often, like load velocity relationship means if you're moving the same weight and faster, that is getting stronger. So last week, massive positive things have happened. One of the things that's probably been really kind of noticeable is when these 2 orange kind of spikes have occurred. So I'm quite busy teaching this semester, and kind of my ability to flex training time around what I want to do and how I train best is minimal. I have to kind of fit it in when I can. So these are often me quite early in the morning sessions, trying to kind of get into the traffic and then whatever time is left, trying to fit these squats in. So they tend to be much earlier in the morning, but on a Friday I can do that a bit later in the day. So what we're seeing is the later I can leave it in the day, I said before lunchtime, but not mid-afternoon, but not kind of first thing in the morning, is I perform physically much better. First thing in the morning, I'm tired, I find a bit more mobility is required, I don't have that kind of same energy and intent to train, but I do perform much better in the afternoon. So like Monday of last week, after doing 10 repetitions, I can only manage 7. Okay, and today I've done 9. So it's still kind of the second best set I've done, but actually the average velocity of those 9 was better than the 10 that I did before. If I go back into my data, the 10 repetition velocity last Friday, and I'm now going to scroll back down through my data, of which there's much of that, is, find where I put it. So last week it was 0.38 for 10 repetitions, and this week it was 0.42 for 10 repetitions. So like for like, the same number of repetitions, I've gotten a fair bit faster. So I'm comfortable that I'm getting stronger, and that is most evident on a Friday when I can train a little bit later. What has happened this week, and again, again it's hard to pin down mechanisms as to why, just what's happened, is my maximum strength I've seen a slight improvement in, but I've also fatigued more. I've actually, the kind of incline in kind of velocity drop off throughout sets has been more marked. So the first few reps are faster than they've been before, but the last few reps are slower than they've been before. And maybe that just takes a bit of a lag. Your strength goes up, that takes a greater toll on your endurance capacity, and then your endurance at that new level of strength increases. And at that point, you're probably better able to do 10 repetitions at a weight above. So if I went now, I probably see a really marked ability to do a number of repetitions at the higher weight. I might be able to do 2, but I would really fatigue very quickly. So what I need to do is get stronger and then develop the strength capacity at that new level of strength. So all 10 repetitions are faster rather than just the first 5 and then the bottom 5 just being. So the average velocity is creeping up, but not maybe as much as the best velocity is creeped up by. Which makes sense to me now I'm explaining it, but probably not to anybody else, because we look at these squiggly lines going, what on earth are you talking about? So yeah, strength goes up, strength capacity, strength endurance kind of lags behind a little bit, and then hopefully this time next week everything's caught up with each other, and it's indicating that yep, I can improve on load and I can up weight a little bit, so we got to 125 for 10 rather than 120 for 10. So that's the goal. So in other news, I have signed up to do a Masters weightlifting competition. That's at the beginning of November. So that means the overall training program looks a little bit different, where I was trying to get lots of runs in and kind of generally look after my kind of metabolic health, cardiovascular health at the same time. I've kind of, just for a short period of time, focused specifically on preparing for the weightlifting competition. So the number of runs has gone down, and that weightlifting technical sessions have come back in. So I'm hoping therefore I can perform slightly better on the platform and not embarrass myself when I put the leotard on and get on the platform. But I've not done it for a long time, and I enjoy doing it, and it gives me that little bit of focus. I won't do many a year, maybe 2 or 3 a year. So after the competition, get back to running again, and then enter another one in a few months' time, and kind of ebb and flow the year and periodise accordingly. But yeah, generally speaking, things are moving up nicely. Not as fast as I like, but I'm not as fast as I like either. Hopefully in a few more weeks' time, I'll do another load velocity test, and I can see the impact on all this training on my actual maximum strength, and see if that number is getting closer to double body weight yet. That's this week, and I'll see you all next week.